welcome back to the third part of the show today. And now we have Kiannara Hazine and Pav Vaid. So Kiannara is a visionary designer, and Pav has very kindly stepped in at the last minute, who works with Can't Stop Fashion. So welcome to the two of you.
Thank you very much.
Now, Kiannara, you were just telling me about the Met at the moment. Tell me about what is this event that you're wanting to try and do in October this year?
The London Met.
Yes.
So the London Met was launched last year at St John's Church in Hyde Park, we launched a fashion show last year. But the concept for this year is to have the London Met, a fashion show with a gala, so a sit-down dinner. The London Met, and the theme this year is the Windrush, the legacy. The Met Gala itself started in 1948. The Windrush, they came in 1948. So I'm marrying the two to show the legacy of the legacy and the style of those who came, and how they came in style, although they was told, don't wear your Sunday best, they still did. And the legacy is us. So me being a designer is the legacy of my father, who was a tailor. So that is the London Met that we are proposing to have in October of this year.
And what are you seeking? You're seeking a building, and you're...
Yeah, we're seeking collaboration with someone for a venue, so who would sponsor us with their space, so we can have the fashion show, so we can have the gala, maybe have a gallery of photos from Howard Gray, who has allowed us to use his 1962 library of the Windrush. So we're really privileged to have that. It was a privilege that Howard allowed us to have that. So now we're looking for someone who wants to collab with us, to share the space, to enjoy the privileges of exposing the Windrush, and how our parents help when they were called to come to Britain, and what we have contributed, or what we are still contributing now.
Absolutely. And Pav, obviously this is sort of something that I should imagine Can't Stop Fashion works with as well. How important are these types of events, and how important was the event that I visited recently at
yes,
Wood Green? So talk to me about that.
Yes, well, thank you so much for coming down on the day. So the event was Cultural Star Week, their London Expo, and Can't Stop Fashion was asked to do their closing show. So we did a showstopper called Diaspora's Bloom, which sort of ties into what Kiannara has mentioned as well, where it focused, well, for that Diaspora's Bloom, it focused on the ever-evolving creativity within both the African and Caribbean diasporas. And Kiannara also was there on the day, and she showcased an amazing collection as an overall. But it was just really nice to be able to bring that to the community, and for yourself to see it firsthand as well. So thank you so much.
It was a marvellous spectacle as well. I really enjoyed coming, and it's the type of thing that the Royally Rich Lifestyle Show wants to promote and help with across the world at the same time. Kiannara, I know that part of your history was, first of all, your father inspired you because he was a tailor.
Yes.
And then you started making dresses for your sisters as well. So was that how the passion first started? Yeah,
I always knew, ever since I was a young child, I knew I wanted to go into do designing, to do fashion, and yes, because of my dad. And then, so that's where it started. And when I got to maybe 16 or so, I started just making dresses that a lot of them I couldn't wear because I wouldn't go to the scenes to wear them, but my sisters wore them. So, and really enjoyed wearing them. My mum didn't see them as real value, but my sisters love wearing them.
That's right, and initially you wanted to go to the London College of Fashion.
That's right.
And your mother said no.
No. We are not investing that much money because she, in her words, what you make is not real fashion. Do you see? So she said, what you make it's not really fashion, it's just what your sisters like to wear. So that was her logic in not sending me at 16, because I applied to get in, and I got in on my own without my teachers or anything. And then when I got in, I brought it to her attention, And that was her response.
But later
But
on,
years later, I made a decision on the back of having a situation at work. And I said, if I passed away tomorrow and God said, were you happy? I would say no, because I didn't go to fashion school. And that was it. I reapplied to London College. I got in again and I thought, I'm not missing it this time.
no, absolutely. And Pav, obviously we can't stop fashion. You're all about supporting designers as well.
Yeah.
How important is it for community designers to actually be supported? What type of help do they need?
That's a very good question. So I feel the support is immeasurable of what can be done, you know, such as designers such as Kiannara. So I think we first met back in 2020, it was beginning of 2020 actually, yeah, with a fashion show. And, you know, having as much talent as Kiannara doesn't necessarily always mean that people have the right connections or to be able to get into the correct places.
Yes.
So that can be very difficult, and organising a fashion show, as I know you would understand, can be very tedious, it can be very costly, and it's the types of things that I feel clothing designers specifically just don't have the time to be doing. You know, your creativity should be focused on the creativity, not necessarily the business side of things and bringing things together. So it does make me very happy to be able to put together the shows that I do and have talented designers such as Kiannara, you know, involved in them, just so it helps to alleviate the stress from her and other designers too, rather than everybody try to do their own fashion shows and, you know, be super minus by the end of it.
Yes.
And Kiannara, I mean, you've done a lot of very interesting things. So you did Africa Fashion Week. You've been in Paris Fashion Week.
I have.
What was that like?
Oh, that was wonderful. I was invited over by someone as Pav who creates their fashion platform. And I went over to Paris. We drove over, myself and my sister, and showed it. Just being in Paris was wonderful.
And you've become quite a celebrity, because you were just showing me. I'm going to sort of show some of these to camera now. So you've become quite a celebrity, you know, in your own right. Because if you look at sort of some of these images, you know, the front pages, the front covers as well, are very exciting.
A few front covers.
And as I move them through, look at this. Some of the wonderful images that we've got of you now. Some of the front covers as well at the same time. How important is it? Press, publicity, how important is it to the fashion industry? How important is it for you?
For me, absolutely. As Pavel says, it's a step, it's another step, but you need people to help you get onto the step or invite you to the right room. So the publicity in the magazines, you might not be financially gaining at some points in time, but it's your name being out there, and your name turning up over and over brings the recognition. So the front covers or just the mentions in the different magazines, I think I'm up to 19 publications at the moment. A lot of them have been through Pavel or photographers who put your work forward. So absolutely, being on a show like this is of course the absolute, isn't it? To have the publicity, to get so someone sees something that they like and maybe invite you to sit and have a chat.
Absolutely right.
Yes.
And you describe your work these days as from street to red carpet.
I do.
What are the... Do you have favourite fabrics? Do you have favourite colours that you like to work? Because I noticed there's a lot of gold.